I'm Mary Rhodes and this is Inside Out for the Midlands. Are you getting a good deal on your car insurance? Think you could do better? Then how about Inside Out Insurance? Has your son just passed his test and is desperate to get on the road?
Yes.
Looking for an insurance quote for a small car?
Absolutely.
How does £3,500 sound?
Amazing!
Yes, that's right. Just £3,500 to get Jordan on the road. Jordan's case is hardly a great advert for car insurance. When the 18-year-old from Redditch searched for a quote, his family got a shock.
The minimum was £3,500 up to maximum £17,000 for a year.
And what kind of car was it?
This was a Vauxhall Corsa, just a 1 litre engine.
What was your reaction as you saw these prices coming up on the screen?
I was absolutely devastated. I just couldn't believe it.
So why are insurers charging us so much? Well, I'll be confronting some of those who are to blame. So you should have just paid the insurance and then you wouldn't be sitting here now. And I'll be finding out how we could all save some money.
Through using a black box, I'm going to save at least £2,000 to £3,000 a year.
The cost of car insurance has rocketed. In just 6 years, the average premium has doubled. But it's gone up much more in some areas than others. And we found prices do differ dramatically across the West Midlands. On the internet, we compared hundreds of quotes, only changing the driver's address. And the results were surprising. We found that drivers in parts of Birmingham pay more than 4 times as much as those in other parts of the region. For example, a £2,100 quote in Bordsley Green costs just £800 in Coventry, £600 in Stoke and less than £500 in Cheltenham. So what's going on? Why is car insurance so much more expensive in some areas than others? Well, one reason is compensation. Drivers are increasingly making large claims for whiplash, and shockingly, some are even crashing on purpose. Birmingham is the car insurance fraud capital of Britain, with gangs deliberately making other drivers crash into them to make a claim. The owner of this Jaguar was from Smethwick. Claims like this cost the industry millions, and at the moment, many insurers are even making a loss.
Insurance companies don't make any money on motor insurance, so I guess there might be a few out there making a little bit of money, but the general rule is insurance companies will take a pound in premium and will pay out more than a pound in claims. Well, it's going into the pockets of claims management companies, it's going into the pockets of people exaggerating personal injury. It's very difficult to medically prove that somebody's not had whiplash.
And there's another reason why insurers are nervous about Birmingham. It's home to more uninsured drivers than anywhere else in Britain.
What about insurance, Eva?
It's PC Dave Gaunt's job from the Central Motorway Police Group to hunt them down. I joined him on patrol to see what he's up against, and after a few false alarms, he pulls over a Ford Mondeo.
Can I have a sit in the back of the car and I'll tell you why we stopped you. We have a big problem in Birmingham with a lot of uninsured vehicles, and it does take up a good proportion of our time. Shall I keep it too long? It's an expensive commodity, but you know you've got to have it. But if you can't afford to insure your car, you shouldn't be driving a car. Sell it, you know, or catch the bus. Okay, are you insured to drive the vehicle? You are, because the vehicles come up in our in-car computer that it's not insured.
Uninsured drivers are 5 times more likely to have a crash, and when they do, all our premiums go up. When I confront this driver, he tells me he didn't know his policy had expired. So did you know that there was no insurance on this vehicle?
No.
So as far as you...
If I don't know, I wouldn't have drove it, would I?
So you're stuck here because your son didn't pay the car insurance? So you should have just paid the insurance and then you wouldn't be sitting here now. The driver could now face a fine of up to £5,000. Motorists like him are helping to push premiums up across Birmingham. But we found that the cost of car insurance doesn't just differ from city to city, but even from house to house. Hayley Fulton lives in Shropshire, and when she moved from here, just along Highley High Street, to here, her insurance quote more than doubled.
He was putting the postcode into his computer and it was coming up that my new postcode was a much higher risk area than my old property.
And what was your reaction when you were told that you're having to pay pretty much double?
I don't think I said anything. I thought, well, it's across the street, it's a stone's throw away.
But if there's been a spate of accidents in your new postcode area, it can make a big difference to your quote. So, are there any easy ways to bring down your premium? Well, yes. And here's an expert. Gareth Clowett is from the price comparison site Confused.com. He's come to see if he can get Jordan a cheaper quote. So, here's his advice. First up, choose the right car. According to Gareth, these are the cheapest to insure. At number 3, it's the Peugeot 107. Number 2, the Ford KA. And cheapest of all, the new Ford KA2. Then there's the driver.
Shoulder check. That's it, and now start your steering. Nice and steady.
Learners can find getting insurance almost as tricky as their manoeuvres. And that was certainly the case for Brummie Stephen Biles.
Look where we're going, look out the back window. Look where we're going. Make sure you control the car, not the other way around.
Stephen's cheapest quote was a staggering £5,000. He can't change his age, but by having a black box fitted deep inside his car, he's cut his premium in half.
With the black box, it tracks your GPS movement in your car. So when you turn your ignition on, the black box activates, and then you can't, like, if you drive, it'll register to the company, and then they will charge you £100 each night you drive after 11 o'clock. So through using a black box, I'm going to save at least £2,000 to £3,000 a year.
Adding a second driver can also save you money. So when Gareth tells Jordan to add his mother to his policy, his quote reduces dramatically.
That's reduced your insurance from just over £3,500 to £2,882.
And finally, there's the type of cover. Believe it or not, fully comp can actually be cheaper than third party.
Those people that traditionally take out fully comprehensive policies, they tend to look after their car better, and that's one of the simple reasons why it can be cheaper than third party only, where they're not maintained perhaps as regularly, and people don't look after their cars as well.
So what's the verdict? Well, by reducing his mileage, increasing his excess, and, crucially, by adding his mum as second driver, Jordan brought his quote down by over £1,000. But for now, he's sticking to the cheapest option of all. Well, I'd love to hear about your experiences with insurance, good or bad. Drop me an email, mary.rhodes@bbc.co.uk.